102 years ago on this March 1st in 1919, millions of Koreans came together to demand national independence from Japanese colonial rule that soon triggered a series of peaceful demonstrations nationwide. In the subsequent months, thousands of Koreans were killed and tens of thousands were wounded when the Japanese military cracked down. Independence didn't come until 1945. More than a century later, South Korean President Moon Jae-in stood at that site in the rain and extended an olive branch to Japan, saying the Tokyo Olympics could provide a chance to reopen talks between North Korea and the U.S., North Korea and Japan, and the two Koreas. It was the strongest reconciliatory message offered by the president in his 4 years in office. Our senior Blue House correspondent Kim Minji has an analysis.
South Korea is ready to sit down for talks with Japan anytime, and the Tokyo Olympics could provide a chance to reopen dialogue between the two countries, as well as North Korea and the U.S., North Korea and Japan, and the two Koreas. That's President Moon Jae-in at a ceremony Monday marking the 102nd anniversary of the March 1st Independence Movement Day in Seoul.
과거에 발목잡힐 수는 없습니다. 역지사지의 자세로 머리를 맞대면 과거의 문제도 얼마든지 현명하게 해결할 수 있을 것이라 확신합니다.
His message to Japan was a key focal point given their long historical disputes, including Japan's use of forced labor and its sexual enslavement of Korean women, and the strongest yet in terms of its conciliatory tone in his 4 years in office.
Maybe South Korean government thinks that in order to continue the peace process in the Korean Peninsula, it should get along with the Biden government's policies, which means that it will deal with all the foreign policies, including the North Korea issues, with its allies. And in order to initiate any processes dealing with North Korea, there should be restoration of the alliance cooperations. And South Korea knows that, so maybe that's why it wants to recover the relationship with Japan.
Seeking to take a page from its 2018 Pyeongchang Winter Olympics, Seoul is pinning high hopes on the Tokyo Olympics to revitalize diplomacy with North Korea, despite uncertainty of the Games itself over the COVID-19 pandemic.
국민의 생명과 안전을 지키기 위한 동북아 방역 보건 협력체 참여를 시작으로 북한이 영내 국가들과 협력하고 교류하게 되길 희망합니다. 한반도와 동아시아의 상생과 평화의 물꼬를 트는 힘이 될 것입니다.
The annual event to commemorate the independence fighters' declaration for the country's freedom in 1919 from Japanese colonial rule was scaled down because of the pandemic. Kim Minji, Arirang News.